Hey again, guys. We're up against Taiwan Power Company, which means again that we can use a couple different players up front. Liu Yuting is going to be one of the shadow strikers today. Liu Yuting is really upset with me because he hasn't played at all this season, and I kind of promised him at some point in time when I signed him that he would. And so we're trying to get him out of his upset feelings and make him feel a little bit better. One thing to watch out for, I hope that this works, is I've been fiddling around a little bit with OBS's settings. I noticed while I was uploading videos yesterday that OBS's settings make the video look pretty bad. And so I thought, well, maybe let's see if we can mess around a little bit with the bitrate and try to get a little bit more quality. And so I'm going to keep taking a look over to the side to make sure that we're not overloading. Menegong with the interception, and the pass over to Silla, unfortunately, is knocked back. It's not such a problem here with the Mars FC matches, but with Manchester United, it becomes a lot more apparent because you have big crowds. Chen Jianliang with the ball, and he tries to cross, doesn't quite come through. Here is Kader Bamba. Kader Bamba with it, passes to Ndaye. Ndaye down to Xu Shengjie, over to Chen Jianliang, and then Tsai Shangwei, and he tries to kick that one up and over, and it just doesn't quite work. So we'll give it another chance. Here's Menegong. Menegong knocks this corner forward, and it misses everybody. Tsai Yuting does a really poor job trying to get onto that. And so it's still 0-0 here in the early going. And that really probably should have been a little bit better of an opportunity. I mean, Chen Jianliang had this ball here on the left side, and Tsai Shangwei was able to get his foot onto it, but unfortunately it was deflected away, as you saw again there. But we probably should have done a little bit better than I think we did with that corner. So let's see if we can get it turned around here. Here's Kader Bamba from the back, and he just gives up possession, then gets it back, thankfully. There's the pass to Silla, and Silla finds Tsai Shangwei. He's going to pass it again, I think, and he telegraphs his pass far too much, and he gets it to Silla, who I don't know what he was doing, but he you can see this where it's sort of like, they're pulling back to get ready to aim and fire, and you wonder why the defenders are letting them do that, but it looks kind of ridiculous. And anyway, I guess we're supposed to think that they're charging up for some sort of big kick. Reminds me of playing those old Mega Man games. Ever play them on the old Nintendo where you hold down the B button to charge up your Mega Blaster? That's what that was like. It's like we're going to charge up the foot here for a second, and everybody's going to stand there and watch us. You over to Chen Jianliang, back to Bamba, and he's going to have to go back to Leibo alone. So we're having a hard time cracking this defense. I mean, we're not even 10 minutes into this match, but it looks like we're getting a little frustrated. Here's Silla now finally. Passes over to Menegong, and that was another pass there in the middle intended for whoever it is there in the middle. And so unfortunately their keeper's able to get onto it. Here's Kader Bamba over to Ndaye. Ndaye down to Xu Shengjie, over to Yu Wei, down to Liu Yuting, and then to Tsai Yuting. Over to Menegong. So Liu Yuting did have the ball once, and there is Tsai Shangwei, who gets open right in the middle, and he scores the goal. So it's now 1-0 for Mars FC. You will notice, I think, that Nene is not in the side here, which is not because we're upset with him or anything like that. We're just rotating, trying to give everybody a little bit of game time so they don't get too angry with me. Tsai Shangwei, though, gets in here clearly and has all sorts of space and scores the goal. That puts us up 1-0. I think Tsai Shangwei is probably going to wind up being our leading scorer this season. Bamba is able to easily win that free kick. That was not much of a free kick. And here comes Ndaye running all the way up right side. Crosses it to Xu Shengjie, and that really should have been a goal from him. Xu Shengjie is really coming to his own. Speaking of players who were upset, boy, I tell you give him a little bit of time to start, and this kid looks great. Bamba over to Xu Shengjie again. Pass to Ndaye, then to Tsai Shangwei, down to Menegong, back to Xu Shengjie, and he does the same thing, sort of winds up and fires, and it's, I tell you, that sort of wind up, it just looks so odd. It looks so odd in a football match. I don't think I've ever seen that in real life, where a guy will stop for a second and then rear that foot way back because you're going to totally blast on this or whatever. I mean, it's just, it's comical. And Ndaye over to Silla, and he never really had possession. I say he lost possession, but he didn't really have it to begin with. Bamba heads this to Xu Shengjie, over to Ndaye, down to Liu Yuting. Xu Shengjie is all over the place, and here is Xu Shengjie again, and he should have scored. And I mean, he really should have scored. He's been all over the place here, doing everything, winning the ball back, getting good passes, and here he recovers after Tsai Shangwei is brought down, and really that should have been a goal. Xu Shengjie might end up being a big star for us, and I had him sitting on the bench the whole time. He hates me. He's been so angry at me. That's the free kick over to whoever it was that hit. Was it Tsai Shangwei? I think it was. Chen Jianliang with it now. Over to Xu Xiangjie again. I'm telling you, he's all over the place. Bamba ends up with the ball down to Menegong. Menegong brings it up right side. Menegong still. Over to Liu Yiting now. Back to Menegong. Xu Xiangjie with it. And, oh, man, that should have been a goal. Liu Yiting goes over, and he will clean up the mess. Xu Xiangjie he's hit the post or the top crossbar twice now, and that really should have been a goal. I mean, that was just excellent. I mean, let's look at this again. You look at this shot, and that should have gone in. I mean, I can't even blame him for it. It's just right where it should go in, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't get the goal. But it is Liu Yiting in his first appearance for us who scores 2-0 Mars FC. Here is Xu Xiangjie again looking for Cai Yiting, can't find him, but then he goes back, gets the ball back, loses it, and then sticks with it. So he's got the tenacity that we like to see. And Dai wins this, and then Yu Wei wins it again over to Kader Bamba. Bamba over to Silla. Silla forward to Cai Xiangwei, and he just takes a shot. Should have passed one more time. He had Liu Yiting coming down, and he would have scored, I believe, if there had been an extra pass. Menegong throws over to Cai Yiting. Cai Yiting to Yu Wei. Yu Wei brings it up over to Ndaye. Down to Liu Yiting. Liu Yiting, right side, and it's taken away from him. Menegong, though, goes back and wins it back for us over to Yu Wei. So Liu Yiting, he still doesn't look like he's quite ready for this level, which is why I hadn't been starting him. And this is the danger of trying to figure out how to rotate, and you got to make sure everybody gets game time, because sometimes you got to play players who just aren't quite ready yet, and they're never going to get ready until you play them. So now we have to get the ball back, as we gave up possession far too easily in the back. And let's see what we can do here. That's a real poor play there by Yu Wei, speaking of players who are not all the way ready. And Yu Wei's had that happen a couple of times here so far in this save. And this is another one of those matches that's kind of dragging on a little bit. Here's Xu Xiangjie over to Cai Yiting. Cai Yiting brings it up, right side again. Oh, that's lumped nicely to Silla. Silla, pass, baby. No, he's going to take a shot, and that's deflected out. So, I've told you this before. The game keeps telling me in what Kev calls the in-betweeny bits. The game keeps telling me about how Silla is developing so nicely and all this stuff, but we just haven't seen it. He doesn't score as much as he did a little while ago. Back to Xu Xiangjie, over to Menegong. Menegong knocks this one forward, looking for somebody. I'm not sure who he was looking for, and it ends up just sort of popping up over and over again. And now they have the ball on some sort of counterattack, and it seems that it didn't really amount to much in the end. Kader Bamba with it over to Chen Jianliang. Chen Jianliang over to Silla, down to Xu Xiangjie again. Here he is again in the heart of everything. Liu Yiting over to Cai Xiangwei. And I was about to say, this is surely going to be a goal, but instead of trying to hammer it through, he decides to do something really fancy with it. And it ends up being out for, I can't remember if that was a corner or a throw, one of the two. I'm not sure that really matters either. Cai Xiangwei should have scored here. Yeah, it's out for a throw. Cai Xiangwei really should have scored there, and it's a little bit frustrating that he didn't have a better finish. So I guess finishing does count for something, at least when you're at this level. And Cai Xiangwei just goes over and takes the ball off the other player, which is pretty easy. Brings it up forward himself. Knocks it all the way back to Xu Xiangjie. Xu Xiangjie takes a shot from range, and not sure what that was, but it looked good right before the end. Why are we shooting from way out there? Nobody's in front of him. Ndaye now with the header, and that one just, unfortunately, just misses and goes straight over everything. And, all right, let's see what we have next. We're going to win this ball here in the back. It's Yu Wei who wins it over to Xu Xiangjie, Ndaye down to Liu Yiting. Liu Yiting forward to Cai Xiangwei. And there's the goal, finally. Number 12 for Cai Xiangwei. I think it's the second here of the game. And that makes it 3-0 for Mars FC. That's a little bit more like it. And now we can rest easy knowing that we are likely to win. I am resting easy knowing that OBS is not giving me the overload error. Hopefully this is looking a little bit clearer and a little bit nicer for you. It's always hard to tell. Even after you upload a video to YouTube, it's kind of hard to tell because you look at it in a little box you can do the preview in and you think, oh, that looks fine. But you don't know what it looks like on someone's iPad or on, an iPhone or whatever. The key, of course, with YouTube, as you all know, is not how it looks, but how does it sound, right? Because there's so many people who will listen, but they won't watch. Here we go with the second half. Yu Wei with the ball over to Kader Bamba. We're up 3-0 still, and we're hoping for a couple more goals. Could stand to see a little bit more good play, a little bit more happiness from some of these players, especially the ones that were really upset with me. So we need to do a little better job rotating. That's really what the moral of this season has been, Yu Wei looks like he's getting kind of tired, so we're probably going to go ahead and take him out. We'll give a little bit more game time to somebody else. You know how I am. I'm really not that fond of just taking guys out and putting new guys in, but we'll give Shen Yuting a little bit more game time and see how he does. This second half so far has been pretty quiet. We only have about 15 minutes left in this match, and this is kind of par for the course with this team. We tend to get a lead, and then we just sort of hold it, and I assume that we're trying to attack, but that the attacks aren't really going anywhere. Let's see if we can get the ball back off of them now. See what we can do. They don't have much of an attack planned here, and Leibold goes over and grabs that one. I think that the attacking player probably would have been called for offside anyway. One of our defenders, it's Cai Yuting, runs over and says something to Leibold and then gets the ball back and knocks it over to Xu Xiangjie again. There he is, center of the pitch. Back to Shen Yuting, over to Cai Shangwei looking for him. Can't find him. Cai Yuting now with the ball, lumps it forward for Silla, who's behind the defense. And he just passes that one into the back of the goal. Number 5 on the season for Silla. That makes it 4-0 for Mars FC. And he's just standing out there dancing all by himself. I mean, there's nobody even close to him, nobody anywhere near him. Cai Yuting lumped this forward and said, go and get it. And Silla was behind the defender and ran forward, got in front of the defender and got to the ball, and then took it over to the other side of the face of the goal and got the keeper out of position, and it was pretty easy. Just passed into the back of the net, didn't have to bomb it or do anything crazy with it. So there's the new and improved Silla as he continues to make progress. Leibold then takes what I think is the first shot of the game from Taipei Power, or Taiwan Power, and then he takes what is probably the second shot of the game and is able to cradle the ball in both instances. Passes over to Cai Yuting, then down to Shen Yuting. Shen Yuting, who's probably not quite good enough for this side, brings the ball over to Xu Xiangjie, then to Chen Jianliang. Chen Jianliang has on the left side over to Cai Shangwei, back to Xu Xiangjie. He must score there, and instead he totally explodes on the shot. He needs to practice his shooting if he's going to really have a steady spot on this club. We're hoping to see him score. It'd be great to see him score in a match like this. We've got the match, basically decided, and that's going to be the end. There's the full-time whistle, and so we win this one 4-0. 2.41 XG for us. They had 0.06. So, I mean, we basically were playing against a goldfish, as I've said before. It's another goldfish game for us, another big victory, and I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye-bye.